I'll share my screen quickly. You guys see my screen?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, welcome to, phew, I don't know what number call this is, but welcome to the Hyperledger Identus maintainer and contributor call. We're just going to go through the formalities as usual. So as you guys are aware of the antitrust policy notice, if you're not familiar with this, I highly suggest you make yourself familiar. We do post this presentation in the meeting minutes after the call, or it might be a day later, depending on the recording from Hyperledger. But yeah, feel free to go through it once it's up. And then code of conduct, again, if you guys are not familiar with Hyperledger code of conduct, please make yourself familiar with it. I don't think anyone on this call has breached the code of conduct before. But yeah, just make sure you go through that. Cool. Okay, so we've got a short agenda for today. I think the majority of the call is going to be spent on the open issues. We've got some introductions, some small updates, and then we'll go through the open issues and then do a little bit of Q&A. I'm just checking the chat. Oh. Okay, any new participants? I think David, if you're on the call, Mr. Baltrak, I think you have to introduce yourself since you're not with
I think
I.
that's probably fair. But I noticed there were no cameras, so I put the camera. But nice to see you all. As an introduction, it's been a couple of months since I've been on this call, so nice to see anyone that I haven't seen in a little while, and for all newcomers as well. I was previously working on the project as an architect. I've been away for a couple of months. I'm rejoining and trying to get back into the community, trying to help out. I guess my returning interest to maybe publish it is I'm actively looking into using SSI and the agents that are created in AI interactions and giving AI interactions and particularly data in particular identity and seeing how that can be used. So I'll be looking to use the tooling and contribute it to kind of move that forward. So I hope that will be interesting. I hope I'll get to talk about it with you all.
Awesome. I look forward to that as well. I definitely think um you should chat with Eric from the community. I know Eric has a proposal that is put together, making use of Identus and AI on Cardano. I'll send you some links and
Cool.
then maybe
Thank you.
you try via email. Cool. Esteban, nice to have you with us as well. Okay. Sorry, before we go on, is there anyone else on the call that I've missed that hasn't introduced themselves? Any new participants? Okay, I think that's it for now. Okay, so in terms of updates, logos. Logos are a work in progress. We're hoping to have it out within the next 2 weeks, hopefully. There has been a little bit of a delay, but I do assure you, once we do have them out, we are going to be putting the vote to the community, and you guys will be able to select which logo will be the logo for Hyperledger Identus. Next on the updates list, we do have migrations of the repos that are waiting for legal approval. Esteban, maybe do you want to give a little bit of a background with regard to this? If you do know something.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay. Um, so basically on that matter, well, as you know, the repositories are part of IOG's GitHub organization. At some point, they were proprietary code. Eventually, we made them public under Apache license. But now that we want to transfer them to another organization, we require some blessings from legal. Legal, in this case, is IOG's internal legal department. We already logged that to be working on, and it's in progress. So hopefully once we get that approval, we can trigger the migration of repositories, at least for what is the mediator and the wallet SDK TypeScript. I think we have all the work done. It's just a matter of waiting for the approval and making the transfer.
Okay, awesome. Just on that note, there might be some breaking changes. So just so that you guys are aware, please just expect a little bit of a delay. Maybe some of the documentation might be not working as what it should be, but rest assured we are working on that and to ensure that it's going to be 100%. Just like Harvey said in the chat. Thanks for that, Harvey. Okay, on to open issues. Let me know if you guys can see my screen still. So yes. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so the first open issue that we have is, I'm not sure if we log this. Update the dependencies. Okay, this is Yuri. Something to go over something that the community memory leak. Bjorn, I know you're on the call. I know you made an update with regards to this. Perhaps maybe you just want to give some feedback while you're on the call at the moment.
Yeah.
Some things you
Hi.
discovered.
I've running the agent like for 12 days, and there is some minor increase over the 12 days in the memory usage and the disk space usage, but not as big as previously reported. So previously I still running those VMs and Proxmox. And Proxmox doesn't report the memory usage correctly in when running Linux in a VM. So this is quite normal for hypervisors, it seems. So they can't look into the VM or like into the exact usage of the memory inside Linux. So the problem I initially reported is a bit overstated, but overblown, but there's still some leakage going on. And the way Linux handles the memory seems to basically cause the overblown increase in Proxmox you see there. So from my point of view, I still take some snapshots and maybe someone will look at it. And I haven't talked to Yuri about it, so I would suggest we keep it running for a few more days and see what's happening, if it's still increasing or not. And yeah.
Okay, awesome. Is there anyone on the call that maybe wants to comment on that? Anyone else? I know Yudi's up sick today. It's got a little bit of a flu. Okay, no one else. I think we can go ahead and move on to the mediator. And find the stuff that's not from my team. Change developing flow. This is Fabio. Mix. Okay, stable Simba releases. Has anyone looked into this?
So I think it's there is no new issue since the last time that we
Chatted.
review. So that is still on progress for the next release.
Okay, awesome.
Also,
Okay.
we are going to move it's not going to be Prisma Mediator, so it would be Identus. So we are still waiting to move the repository to advance.
Yeah, I see the issue log there to rename it Identus mediator. Okay, if there's no new issues with regards to the mediator, I suggest we close these issues and look at the other issues then. Apollo. Did someone from the community know this was Pat? Okay, I'm going to close this one as well. Wallet SDK. So, okay, this is RV. So is C2VN part of the Thaler team or part of the community? I'm not familiar with this handle. Does anyone know?
Yeah, there is a couple of issues that are relating to the same thing.
Okay.
So on one side, the browser demo is going to be soon deprecated. And then another point is that the demos browser, they are like wrongly called demos browser because that's our development implementation, if I would say. So yeah, I cannot like we do not have resources to maintain two different versions of the same thing. One is for browser and the other one is for Next. So yeah, I will at some point close this ticket.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Harvey, for that feedback. Okay, is bullying. Do you have any comments on this, or is this in relation to the first ticket as well?
I'm not sure exactly why he had to hack that, but yeah, we have not experienced any building issues. So yeah.
Okay. What I'll do is after the call, maybe reach out to Mix and ask him if this is something we could potentially then close. I see
Mhm.
already reached out to him as well.
That's from Elaine.
Uh,
Yeah.
agent.add listener works intermittently.
And then, yeah, here the problem is that we are using listeners in a very weird way. And that's just how the listeners are communicating internally in his implementation. And what he wanted or what he's after is that he wants to check whenever he responds to a credential offer, he wants to wait until the issue message comes in. But then instead of doing this hack, there is a better way on the SDK to basically achieve the same thing. So that's another one that we could potentially close. Like here, he's just proposing a sample fix for his implementation.
Okay, I see. Okay, I'll make a note of that as well and then reach out to Mix to see if we can go ahead and close that.
Yeah. Then the holder initiated presentations. Remember that this Mix and his team got rewarded Catalyst funds, right? So one of the things that they want to explore is how can a holder initiate a presentation request? And yeah, we kind of partially support it, but it will not work as per today. And there is probably some work that Fabio, myself, Shailesh, and Mix need to allocate, at least to organize ourselves who does what. And that's it.
Okay.
Like I already had chats with Mix about it, and it's up to him.
Fantastic. Perfect. And I see another.
And that's a very old one.
Yeah, this is Ben, the same team from Mix. So maybe I know we put a process in place 2 weeks ago to say if it's over a certain amount of time, we're going to go ahead and automatically close. We don't get any comments from them, but what I'll do is I'll reach out to Mix and Ben as well and see what we can do about that. Okay, cool. Okay, next one is KMMSCK. Okay, this is.
We are still working on that.
Okay, cool. So maybe we can go ahead and close this. And then wallet swift SDK change log and release inconsistency. Okay, Michael, log this. Internal. And then same thing, internal. Okay.
Can you open the first one from Michael?
Sure, that was
the Swift one. Okay. Cool.
Michael, if you're on the call, do you maybe want to give some context around this?
No, I think it's okay. We just need to manually add the release. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's I guess it's pretty, yeah.
Okay, cool, perfect. And then the last one was around docs. So broken link, confidential schema. Issue log this. Oh, we have it, and then failed deployment. Okay, Michael, you log this one as well.
Oof. it's not a bug in my opinion. So let me justify deploying to Argo CD and all that things is an asynchronous process. So it means that you trigger it and then you wait. At some point, it gets deployed. Then the reason why this is like that is because this is deploying somewhere else. So it triggers an action that runs somewhere else. So that's why the GitHub automation tells you deployment success. And there's something running that is not connected to GitHub that will proceed and execute the release. So I agree, it's very difficult to understand if the deployment went fine or not. But one thing that we can do is go to the Argo CD website internally and check if the deployment is going out. I've done that already a couple of times.
Okay, cool. So the fix would be then to check the Argo CD website. Okay.
Correct.
Maybe we should just add a comment here for that and then close this particular issue. If everyone's in agreement with that.
What can be done is you add a comment and I will check with the new, I will try a new deployment.
I'm not going to put the link of the website in the comment. So as like kind of, we can assume already like I did the comment.
Okay. And then I think that's it in terms of this. I think that's it in terms of all of our open issues at the moment. Is there anyone on the call that might have an issue that we haven't gone over that they'd like to discuss? No one. Okay. Strange. Okay. Q&A. Are there any questions on the call? Esteban, go for it.
Yeah, I have no questions. I have just some items that I left out of the agenda because technically I was going to have load sharing today, but apparently that got canceled. So just want to add a few topics that are important to talk. One is that I think starting this Friday, we are going to start introducing the Midnight community to Identus. So probably expect some newcomers around in the Discord channel, probably asking questions. We are a great community and I'm pretty sure that we will be very good at handling probably questions from these guys who are going to be probably looking for Identus information. So basically what is going to happen is this Friday, there is a community call for the Midnight community. And I will be giving them an introduction to Prism, well, in this case, to Identus. But yeah, the idea is to let both communities approach and hopefully get some Midnight developers to start experimenting with Identus and see how can they include this into their solutions. That's one topic. The other topic is that we need to start thinking about establishing a technical steering committee for Identus. It's more or less like some sort of a governance structure that will help us drive the project forward now that we want to be more community engaged. So I received some draft documents from Linux Foundation. I will be reviewing them and probably I will reach to some of you guys to talk about that matter in the upcoming weeks or hopefully days. So just wanted to give the heads up on those matters, and that's it.
Awesome. And Esteban, if somebody did want to participate as being part of the technical steering committee, do they just reach out to either yourself or myself? How does it work?
Yeah, I mean, right now the baseline of the technical steering committee is that is composed pretty much by the maintainers. So probably we will initially go with that base. Right now, maintainers is pretty much the full IOG team, plus David Poltrak and Bjorn. Those are the ones who are maintainers, but also we can start thinking about how can we let other people join. We have some guidelines in the maintainers file of the Identus project, where we establish rules of how can someone become a maintainer. But yeah, it's a topic that we need to discuss. It's going to be very hard to nail that down in this call. It's something that is relatively new. Even, I mean, it was obvious that we had to get to this point eventually. But yeah, all these details we will need to dial them down and communicate accordingly. But I'm just giving just the heads up.
Awesome. Thanks. And just to that point, if you guys do want to become a maintainer, I am posting a link here that you can go through, have a look at it. It does detail the process of becoming a maintainer as well as removing maintainers, etc., and the duties of a maintainer. Cool. Okay. Are there any other questions or maybe some news you guys want to share? Nothing. Has anyone from the community submitted a proposal for Catalyst?
Yes, we have. We are in the process with John.
Nice.
Maybe John can talk about that.
Yeah, if you guys don't mind sharing, we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm at an airport. It's kind of loud. Roberto, do you want to talk about it?
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, we're proposing CSAN as an MVP to get support from the community for some of the features. And, you know, well, it was really problematic to submit, honestly. We got the proposal deleted a few times. It was like sort of a weird problem or glitch, but we got in time. And you know, now we'll refine that because we lost a lot of good information that we already have added. But basically, our project CSign, we're opting for the MVP fund, and we'll try to get also, or we want to get feedback from the community to kind of see what will be important for them to have it being used through an API, for example. So that's, I think, the biggest goal that we have. It's kind of making our product be accessible to third parties through our API. So we're reaching for the community for that support. So
Nice. And I mean, you're obviously welcome to use the Discord server to get some feedback from the community.
Yeah, Eric here. I've got at least one proposal as well, as you may have heard. It's about,
Eric,
yes.
before you continue, I do have someone called David Poltrak. He is looking to look at SSI and AI, and I told him you would be the perfect person to speak to. Perhaps you guys, I'll connect you guys after the call.
Great. Okay, great.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my proposal is I'm trying to get to pass something that I submitted in Fund 9, I think, or 10 now, which was like not accepted. But basically, I do it in a slightly different way now. But the idea is to have Identity Wallet as a browser extension, and then to use it with the app for voting. So basically, fully decentralized voting through digital identity and verified credentials.
That's a pretty cool proposal. What the utility of that? Nice. Is there anyone else on the line that would maybe like to share? Okay, so I take it we just have 2 proposals for Catalyst this round. Thanks, Eric and Roberto and John, for sharing your project proposals. Okay, I think we've come to the end of this meeting. We are going to have our community outreach call next week as well. Same time, different link. If you guys have not added the event to your calendar, you can go to the useful link section in Discord and then grab the link there. That will automatically add it to your calendar, so you don't have to wait for the reminders on the Discord channel. You might get a reminder via your calendar application on your phone or on your laptop or computer. But until Esteban, before we close the call, is there anything else you'd like to mention or say?
I think there is a question from Michael
Oh, sorry. I missed
on the
that.
chat.
Yeah, in the beginning of the call, maybe it was shown how the Identus roadmap is shown and shared to the community so far.
Okay, so yeah, Michael, on that matter, a few weeks ago, what we did is we copied the roadmap from IOG's one of the mirror boards, and we added that to some slides and presented that to the community. I think that doesn't work. We need to figure out another way to do that. That was a first attempt, and also just to give some visibility at that point. But yeah, ideally, well, one of the things that you know we have been discussing is trying to get visibility on GitHub. We talked with oh god, my memory is terrible today. David Boswell, and yeah, I mean they pretty much are okay with we using GitHub projects for that kind of stuff. The thing that we need to work is figured out how to do that if we decide to do some sort of transition or some sort of let's say summary roadmap visible on the GitHub projects. But we can have discussions because that is a little bit of a internal IOG processes. And I asked Jurus if we can have a session to discuss that matter, hopefully during this week, but I'm not sure it has been scheduled yet.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Perfect. Okay, one last call for questions. If there are any other questions on the line or comments? Nothing. Okay, guys, I think we can go ahead and end this call then. I hope to see you guys all next week during our community outreach call. I think this has been the biggest attendee rate we've had so far. But thanks everyone for coming. See you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you. Have
Bye.
a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.